we are starting with our topic for today, which is the theory of moving on, moving out, um, whatever you want to call it. We'll go with let's go with moving out, Duran. Does that work with you?
Anthony song.
Okay. All right.
The
Uh,
white people listening will get that reference.
um, so what that essentially entails is well, I moved away from my original hometown. Heather, our guest, also did the same thing, and Duran is in the early stages of that process. So we're gonna kind of talk about just what that looks like in those different stages. So, Heather, for you, what was it like when you first just moved in general? Like when you came out here, um, just that process for you.
Well, before I came out here, I actually moved to Long Beach Island.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I moved from my parents' house and then I graduated and then I moved to the shore
Okay.
and I lived there for the summer
Okay.
and realized that living away from your parents
Yeah.
is just better in general.
Okay.
So I lived with a friend.
Mhm.
We lived in my grandparents' shore house. They came down on the weekends and we basically had the week to do what we wanted. And
Mhm.
they said we didn't have to pay rent as long as we worked.
Okay.
So we had to have full-time jobs and it was awesome. I didn't know anyone down there
Okay.
besides my roommate and I just loved it. I loved meeting new people.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So let me backtrack a little bit. Uh, Duran, what is how has the process been as far as getting the to get ready to move? Has that even started yet for you?
Uh, yeah, it's definitely started. Like, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Just in general.
Okay.
Everybody who knows me, like, if you live near me and you hear me talking, I'm talking about you. I'm done with all of you.
Okay. So you don't have any, I guess, negative feelings as far as leaving? Like,
No,
okay. Okay.
Where are you moving to?
we don't know yet. I don't have
Yeah.
a real plan in place. I'm just,
Yeah, he's in
Gotcha.
like
I just know
super
it's
early
not
stage.
here.
You just want to really move out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you want to move like out of the area? Like, is that what you're thinking about? Or just to a
Yeah, I'm
new
leaving
place?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're leaving
I don't
Pennsylvania.
know where, but like, yeah, I'm leaving the state as a whole. I'm tired of Pennsylvania. And I think Pennsylvania's tired of me, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Have you started to narrow that search down yet?
No.
Okay.
I feel
Not in a
like
real way.
I feel like this podcast is for him.
Yeah.
Like it's for to motivate John to move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
kind of what. Yeah, that's what it is.
you can do it.
Yeah.
I'll be
Like,
your
I thought just moving out of my parents' crib would be enough, but it wasn't. I need to get out of this area in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like everyone that I know that has moved away, and not saying the people that stayed like aren't doing well, because sure some of them are, but
Yeah.
literally all the people that moved away are just doing better in life.
Yeah.
I feel like they start fresh. It's like a new chapter.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I know for me, when I moved out here, however many years ago that was, like it was a struggle, but like now I feel I feel good about it. Like I used to miss home a lot, but I don't anymore just because there's not really anything going on out there.
No.
There's not really anything going on. I used to have like the FOMO or fear of missing out or whatever, but I don't necessarily have that at all anymore now. So, um, it was an adjustment, like going from there to out here. But it I mean, I'm not a typical like go everywhere type of person anyway, so it doesn't really. I'm not really too. I don't have too much of an issue with like just areas and everything like that out here. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't miss being back where we originally from.
What I struggled the most, so I moved to the shore, then I moved to college.
hmm
Then after my first year of college, I moved in with my now mother-in-law
hmm
and their family. So I moved out to out of Bucks County to central Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I lived out here, and then me and my husband just flipped back and forth between college and here. But I thought the thing that I struggled with the most was when we got married and moved into our own house.
hmm
I missed having like girlfriends
Yeah.
that like lived with me that I
Yeah.
could just like knock on their door. And
Me too.
well, well, we live in the country, so like
Yeah.
when me and Josh got married, I was 21. He was 23. All of his friends were dating,
hmm
so I would make friends with his friends' girlfriends, and then they would break up. So then I kept like losing all my friends again.
Yeah.
Like at one point I was pregnant with my second child, and for some reason Josh's friends were really into strip clubs, and
Okay.
so they all dated. There were like 3 of them that dated strippers,
Oh wow.
and here I was like super pregnant,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no, like I can't be friends, like this is odd.
Yeah.
And they were just like,
Why not?
"Eh."
It's a bunch of strippers out here.
They're like, we're 25. We're just gonna date these strippers, and
Wow.
it just that was the big struggle for me, was friends.
Okay. Yeah, I can relate to that because I'm not the most like social butterfly, so I'm not really trying to make additional friends. So already don't have that many friends in general just because I'm not really trying to have a whole bunch of friends. So like it was always a struggle with just not really having friends to like see consistently because obviously like you've came out here, Duran, like obviously John, Ghost, Mike, and all them have came out here, but like the consistency of like hanging out and doing things like that was a struggle for a while. But I mean, as you get older, you kind of maybe don't need that as much as maybe you thought you did in like your younger years. So that was probably one of the bigger struggles I had. But it's not. I don't really have that issue right now, as far as like the hanging out and anything like that. Duran, you're antisocial, so I mean, you're antisocial but mad approachable. So I don't think you have a problem whenever you move. Like I don't think you'll have an issue with, making friends or at least talking to people, having associates and stuff like that. Is that a concern of yours at all?
No, because you know me, I hate people in general.
Yeah.
So the whole, that first couple of weeks where I'll just be dolo, like,
Yeah.
it's probably be peaceful for me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean, you could easily end up finding somebody that you could talk to, just like going to like a fucking grocery store or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And honestly, like, I'm not. I mean, we all know why I want to move. It's just because it seems like the shit that I want to do, even the people that do it out here, they all say you should leave the area.
yeah,
So
yeah,
my process is going to end up being collaborative anyway. So I'll find my people just working on my shit. So I'm not too worried about it.
yeah,
And like I said, I don't like people. So
yeah. So Heather, how was it for you when you came out here? As far as like, what was that? I know like Nicole and like your parents and everybody came out here, but how long was that before they came out here? Was that a while. I don't know what that time period was.
No, it was not a while. We moved out like my mom's plan, I think, was to be out here when I had kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, I don't know if you know that, but like my dad stayed at our house. He like worked at the turnpike here before they even bought a house.
Oh,
Like he
wow.
got transferred, and then while he worked, he would like spend a couple days at our house, and then he would go home on his days off.
Okay.
So it was just they just were here. We got married and they lived out here.
Okay. So you didn't really have a chance to like miss family because they kind of just were right
Well,
behind you, or.
I mean, when I went to college,
Mm-hmm.
and then met Josh, like I didn't go home a lot.
Okay.
Like I kind of just wanted to be with Josh, and so I mean, I miss people. I missed people more when I would go visit,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I would leave.
Okay.
Like me and Josh have been married for like 5 years, and I would still cry when I would leave my grandparents' house to come back here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "I feel like I stole you from them. Like I feel like you don't want to be out
Yeah.
in central Pennsylvania." And I did. I just knew it would be a while before I saw people again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his family is very welcoming, so
It was kind of an easy transition as
Yeah.
far as that goes. I mean that's good. For me, I miss my parents a lot. Like when I first came out here for those like first couple years, just because I didn't really see them that often, as much as I probably wanted to. Now it's not as I don't think it's as bad now, just because my mom retired last year, so they kind of come out here a little bit more, or at least try to. So it's a little bit better. But that was I would say that was probably the biggest struggle I had, just because I don't have like an abundance of family just in general. So like I would have like my parents, and then like my grandparents, obviously my brother, and but for the most part, like I don't have like a large like family that I can see consistently, like ever. So that was a transition, but it was I think that was another thing kind of with age, where it kind of you just understand, like as you get older, you're not necessarily going to see your parents as much, especially when you move like a certain distance. um Duran, how I know you have a decent relationship with your family, at least your parents and siblings. So, like, is that something that you think about at all? How that's going to be when you actually do leave?
It crosses my mind from time to time. I mean, it's always hard to leave your kids,
Yeah.
or so I've been told. So yeah, that I do like worry about that a little bit. Like these motherfuckers have been kind of under my titty for so long. It's like, are they going to be able to survive if I'm not like right around the corner? But
Yeah.
I feel like in this past 30 years, I've done enough. So sometimes you just kind of got to take your hands off the wheel, just trust that the work is done.
Yeah.
So
uh,
I'm concerned, but I'm not too concerned. I think they'll be okay.
okay.
They're definitely going to have more of a problem than I will. I can tell you that, because I'm tired.
Okay. Have y'all talked about it at all? You and your mom, or I mean, I'm assuming not your dad, but you and your mom, have y'all had that discussion?
No, my dad is still convinced. He's trying to convince me to buy a house like in the Poconos or some shit.
Okay.
Just buy a house just to have equity. And I'm
Yeah.
just, no. And my mom, I mean, she don't really care.
Okay.
She just kind of nods her head. I mean, my sister's all for it. She kind of wants to come with me. So, we'll see.
Okay. That's good. Let me see here. So, did you have an adjustment period, Heather, as far as like when you moved from, well, I mean, you kind of like went from high school or college to the beach,
Hmm.
and then how long before, like, from the beach to out here? Was that like right away or?
So I moved from Long Beach Island to York,
Okay.
Pennsylvania. That's where we went to college, and then I moved here. Um, I feel like when I moved out, there was more like peace.
Yeah.
Like I have a ton of siblings,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was in school, I was go 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 and working, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt like life just got a little simpler
Yeah. Okay.
because I just had to deal with myself.
Yeah. Okay. Um, was there a transition from having, like you said, you kind of miss having roommates, but how was it like when you guys first moved into the house? Was that any transitional period for you?
I, like I said, I was lonely because I went from living with three girls and Josh
Mm-hmm.
at college to living by myself with Josh in a house. And when I seriously considered getting a roommate to live
Yeah.
with us.
Okay.
Just because, one, we were poor.
Okay.
So we had no furniture. Like, we lived in this house with nothing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, Josh, like, we'll get a roommate and,
Mhm.
like, she'll be my best friend. And Josh was like, no,
Okay.
we are adults. So what I did was I just called him every, like, 15 minutes
Mhm.
while he was at work, which he thoroughly enjoyed, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I was lonely.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I know for me, I went from college, I went back home for like a 6 month period trying to find a job. At that point, we had Ariana, so I was looking for like a steady job, wasn't really working out, and then I ended up finding a job out here, and then that's when I came out here. I don't know when that was, like within that 6 month period, but yeah, it was yeah, I could understand the loneliness aspect just because when you're used to like seeing your family and friends and everything like that, and then you just don't see them at all. Like it's a transitional period, so it was something I had to get used to. Um, but yeah, that was definitely a transition for me. Was just that having just the change of because there's a lot like being like where we're originally from to coming out here. It's a drastic change as
Absolutely.
far as like just like the style of living and like the area and everything like that. So it was definitely a adjustment period for that.
Oh, I called everyone out here Pennsyltuckians.
Yeah.
And Josh's dad's country accent, like, I didn't understand him for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I just, like, nodded my head when he would talk to me because I felt bad, but I had no clue what they said.
Yeah.
And then it, like, I feel like I'm a very social, outgoing person.
Mhm.
So when I moved out here, I feel like everyone already had their friends.
Yeah.
Because I feel like out here is kind of like back home.
Yeah.
Like there's people that stay.
Yeah, yeah.
They love
Just
the like
never-
small town,
Yeah.
like country,
Yeah.
and then like they're like, oh, and then there's people that really legit want to be like, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
I can't deal with this slow pace.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was definitely different. Like
yeah.
people stop at yield signs.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's like to get to like places like to
Ugh.
supermarkets or like to like malls and shit like that. Like everything is time. Like
Yeah,
everything.
it's like 40 minutes to
Yeah.
a mall.
Yeah, like everything is time to get to everything. But then like obviously back home everything is fairly close, so like I can get to like an Acme or something like that like in 5 minutes or something like that. So it's definitely that was a bigger transition for me, but I feel like when I go back home now, I would rather drive on roads like this than like have like the consistent traffic and stuff like that. But yeah,
I get confused because I'll like Waze directions to someone's house back home, and
Yeah.
it'll be like it's gonna take 20 minutes, and their house is literally 5 miles away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like this can't take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it legit does. I'm like, this is insane.
yeah,
Like this sucks.
yeah. Traveling to get to anything just out here, it's crazy.
And then my daughter, her friends, we live on the South Mountain,
Hmm.
and our school district is one of the largest like area.
Yeah,
So like my daughter wants to go sleep at her friend's house, and her friend lives like 35 minutes away. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to drive to the other mountain.
yeah, yeah. Like to get like Ariana and Layla to like cheer practice, that's like a 30-minute
Yeah.
minute drive. Like
We
you
drive
gotta
45 minutes, 2 days a week to wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean, it's everything is far.
yeah. Have you, Duran, thought about the type of area that you want to live in, as far as like fast pace, slower pace?
Is that Nicole's phone?
No, I think that is Layla's tablet.
Oh. I have a question for Dron.
Okay.
I don't have.
Do you think that you're going to like? Are you trying to find a new woman in a new area?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like, do you just feel like the quality of ladies are just not to your standards in Bucks County?
Well, yes. That's not the reason why I'm moving, but I feel like it's not even the standard of women in Chester County. I just feel like they not fucking with me, and I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, I don't quite get it, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that is definitely one of the things that I will be on the lookout for.
Okay, that's good.
I can't even say it's the Chester County women because I really don't leave my circle. That's usually what gets me in trouble. I'm a deviant who hangs with deviants.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only attract other deviants.
Yeah, I think that's a larger part. But what
And
about?
to answer the other question about the area, it doesn't necessarily have to be fast paced. Like a lot of people ask me, like, am I looking for a big city? I don't necessarily have to be like smack dab in the middle of the action. Like I could be right outside the city and just be fine.
Okay.
Like I'm really just trying to stay away from all gang activity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really it. I just want to be safe.
Okay. That's fair. So do you?
And I walked down the street wearing this baseball cap. Okay, cool. Like it's aerial work.
So do you look at like how close you are to like the city areas as far as wherever you decide to go? Like, do you want to be close? Do you want to be like how far realistically, if you even thought about it, like how close would you like to be to a city?
Like we live 30 minutes from Harrisburg.
Yeah, like 30.
Like if you got a job in Harrisburg, could you live here? In Penn Township.
No. I can honestly say no, but it has nothing to do with the mileage. It's just that particular part there, a little too slow.
A little too slow pace for you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Centerville, I think I think that guy next to Colvin is fixing up that house.
Yeah.
You guys could be neighbors.
Yeah, but no.
That's a too slow of a pace for you.
Yeah, I need a little more hustle and bustle. Like I need stuff around me.
Okay.
Like, driving 35 minutes just to go to the grocery store. I don't have anxiety, but I feel like if I did, it'd flare up.
Yeah. That's fair.
Because like, I'll give you a scenario why that scares me.
Okay.
We all know, back to the women, I'm not a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to argue with you. Like, if I don't want to hear what you're talking about, I'm just going to leave.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can't be driving drunk 35, 40 minutes, 2 a.m., like, out there. Like, there's nothing out there. I'm going to fall asleep and hit a cow or something.
You might.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you need to be somewhere that's close enough to get to something. So yeah,
I
Yeah.
think Uber comes out this far though, just so you know.
yeah,
I think Nicole's had Ubers
But
pick
what's
her up
that?
here.
What's that surcharge?
yeah.
That
Yeah, it might
surcharge has got to.
it might be a little hefty. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I don't Uber out here.
It might be a little hefty. That's true.
I mean, we know I'm not Ubering, so okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm captain of team making home. Say no to drunk guy.
So I guess the final question I'll have is: did you have an adjustment period at all when you came out here?
I feel like life is a stinking adjustment period.
Yeah.
I feel like everything. It was. I feel like there were definitely like hard times,
Mhm.
but eventually, like it just gets better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you just have to keep going.
Yeah.
You can't like. I don't think there was ever a time that I was like, I'm gonna go back to Bucks County.
Mhm.
Like for sure. Peace
Yeah.
out, Josh. Like I can't take it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, yeah, there was an adjustment period, but I don't think maybe early on there may have been a time like when me and Nicole had issues where like I thought maybe I was gonna have to go back home, but after a while I was like, I'm not doing that because for one, who wants to move back home with their parents? Nobody wants to do that. Like
No.
I'd have rather moved in with Deron than like like did to move in back with my parents. So that like was never actually going to be like a feasible option. But yeah, it would it's just yeah, as you get older you just gotta just figure shit out. So Deron, do you anticipate an adjustment period at all for you whenever you do move? Like you think it'll be are you prepared for that? Do you think it'll be difficult or you're not really too concerned with any of that?
Oh, it's for sure going to be an adjustment period. Am I concerned about it? Nah,
Okay.
not too much. Because, like I said, I have the advantage of when I'm leaving for a specific reason. So, like, I would have been more scared. Scareder? More scared.
More
I'd have been
scared.
more scared if I'd have took. Most scared.
Yeah.
I'd have been shooken
Yeah.
had I taken the opportunity to leave the area I had a couple of years ago when my job wanted me to move down to Florida. I
Mm.
think I'd have been a little more nervous back then.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like I know when I go, I'm going to be doing something that's going to end up being meaningful. So like all my energy is going to be there. So anything else is just like whatever. It's
Yeah.
life.
If you
Just need to find the bitches.
if you move, are you going to like when we moved? Every time I moved, I was more poor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that an issue? Like, do you feel like, or do you feel like you'll just be the same, or you'll get a good enough job that you'll have more money?
I'm in the fortunate enough position as long as I'm not upfront about why I'm leaving my area, I most likely will get to keep my job because I work from home anyway. Like
Oh, okay.
we got my company got sold off to an Indian company like 3 years ago now. So I've been full-time work from home since 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. My cousin moved to
So
Colorado.
as long as I don't tell them like, hey, I'm moving to like do something else, like
Yeah.
they most likely won't trip as long as I can keep my same hours.
Mhm.
I can pretty much go wherever I want.
Yeah, that's good.
But don't tell them that.
Don't worry, I won't.
My cousin, his job did that, and he decided he was just going to move to Colorado.
Mm.
And I was like, holy crap, you're going to move to Colorado. And he was like, yeah, he rents out like a little apartment underneath this family's.
Oh.
Like, he rents out the basement that's an apartment.
Yeah.
And he's super shy and antisocial. And I was like, he'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the heck? No, he, like, the family loves him. They, like, make him food and he eats dinner with them.
Yeah.
And he just, like, I feel like he was, like, an exchange student. Like, he came in and they, like,
Yeah.
but he loves it. He's like, I'll never come back. And he's doing great.
Oh, okay. Did he move from, what, out here? Or
He moved from Bucks County.
Bucks County, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy crap, he's leaving. He's my cousin.
That's one thing I don't know if I can do. Like, I don't know if I can move somewhere colder.
Oh, okay. So you want to go
I mean, if I had to, I would, but that wouldn't be, like, top of the list.
Okay.
I agree. I could never move someplace colder. And the one thing that, well, I should say there's two things I really struggled with moving out here, like when making the decision,
Mm-hmm.
was I was further from the beach.
Yeah.
Like, I love the beach. So I was like, that really sucks. Like, how am I going to get to the beach? And two was just moving away from my grandparents. Like
Yeah.
that, because I knew they were getting older, so that was just going to be hard.
Yeah.
But I could not do colder either.
So Duran, essentially what you're saying is you're going to go somewhere that's warm all year?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the places I'm looking at the most.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know. We'll see. Because everyone I've talked to that has like from PA and then left to like go somewhere like Cali or somewhere and came back, they said the things they miss the most are like the seasons.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, I've heard that.
crazy.
Yeah, it's not like super hot 24/7.
Yeah. Were you about to add something?
Oh, I was, but it left me.
Okay.
Oh, I want to know what is Duran's like list of things that he needs to have to move. Like, what's your like top 3 like must have a pool?
Yeah.
Must be hot.
Yeah.
What are they?
I mean, I'm pretty easy. Like, I can't swim, so I don't give a fuck about the pool. I don't give a fuck about the beach.
I'll teach you to swim next summer. You come out here.
Yeah, I'm pretty easy. Where I'm looking for, it's mostly going to be from like a professional setting, like what type of resources are available to me. And then once I nail that down, I can find a pocket like anywhere to be comfortable because it doesn't take much for me.
Okay.
But once you get a woman, it will. She'll be like, I'm not living in this shed in the back of someone's house. I'm not doing it.
This is true.
Did you have any questions for me or Heather, Duran?
Yes.
Okay.
Related but not related.
Okay.
Since we're talking about moving out. Kids at 18 gotta go? Question mark? Or like, are you guys gonna be more laid back? Like, hey, don't leave until you're comfortable. Like, don't leave ever if you don't want to.
You go ahead first.
We have a plan. So my husband's like a big, like, you have to work hard.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a hard worker. If you're not, like, you get no help.
Yeah.
So, we own a dairy farm. So that our kids will always have a job.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they work hard, or else their ass is getting fired. Like, my husband will legit fire his own children. He doesn't mess around. So
Yeah.
if our kids are working on the farm, they're allowed to stay with us or if they have another full-time job.
Mhm.
They're allowed to stay with us till they're 25 if they went to college, because they
Yeah.
didn't have that time to like build up savings and things like that.
Mhm.
Or if they didn't, it's like 23, and then they have to move out.
Okay. I mean, we haven't really discussed that too much. I know for me personally, I can tell you what's not going to happen, which is my brother. As far as like, like he
Hi,
lived,
Quan.
yeah, like he lived with my parents, like all the way, and he's 10 years older than me, so he lived all the way at least until like I was about to graduate college, and then they told him like he had to get out. So like there will be a cutoff date for for like our kids. I'm not gonna say when because obviously like shit happens, but there is going to be a cutoff date as far as when you gotta get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to be able to help my children when they like need it.
Yeah.
But I feel like at the same time, like when you live with your parents for 40 years, if your parents are enabling you to do that, they're kind of not, you know what I mean? Like I want my kids to experience like living without me at a young age. Like, because even like, it's so like cliche. They say like, oh, when you're in like college, it's the best years of your life. Like, dude, college was freaking so fun. Like, it was. Like, I got out of college, got married, had kids, and like, yeah, kids are awesome. But like, sometimes I'm like, man, Josh, do you remember when we were in college? Do you remember how fun that was?
Yeah.
Remember eating like SpaghettiOs out of the can, and it was like a treat. Like, we did not get fat at college. We got skinny at college.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like parents should be a little tougher on their kids to move out.
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to find the correct balance as far as like helping them when they need it, but not enabling them to like do dumb shit. So like so they feel like they don't have to ever leave. Like they should have that feeling on them.
Their
like,
fear.
Yeah.
They should be like scared.
Yeah, like I gotta get out. Yeah. Yeah. So, Duran, did you have anything else? Well, first, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just curious.
Okay.
I didn't really have anything. Go ahead.
What about you? Like, for if you ever have children, how are you going to approach that?
I feel like if I do have kids, I'm going to be such a pain in the ass that I'm not really going to have to worry about them staying.
They just going to naturally
gonna
want to
want
go.
Yeah, they're going to naturally just want out. Dad is crazy. I have to get away.
That's fair. Okay.
Because, I've said this on the podcast before. I'm going to be a very unconventional dad.
Okay.
So, like, randomly just taking, like, doors off of rooms and just all types of just psychological warfare.
Okay. All right.
Kind of like the shit my dad did.
Yeah. I can see that. Well, Heather, did you have any questions for Duran or anybody?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. You got anything else, Duran? Any other questions before you get into your segment?
No, I think I'm good. This was helpful. Like I said, I'm not too worried because the work is going to end up dictating what area I go to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I put some aging moisturizer on my face this morning. So
Okay.
I got at least another 4 to 5 years where I could just be a pretty hippie,
Okay.
honestly. So I might just bounce around.
Okay.
We don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, yeah, man. You want to get into your segment?
Oh yeah. Okay. So this week, Honesty Hour, it's going to be about arrogance.
Okay.
We've been having ongoing conversation all week. Whose fault is it that I'm single? Is it my fault or is it the women's fault?
She has her hand raised.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot.
I can answer that question.
She wants to answer that question. Okay.
I think that you are so funny and so cute, but then sometimes you come off cocky, which to me I think is super adorable.
Uh-huh.
But to a woman who's gonna have to like think about living with that 24/7,
Yeah.
like I would punch you. You would get punched. Yep.
I thought women liked confidence.
No, they do. But then I feel like then they like confidence when they're young. Like, are you trying to pick up like are you trying to meet like a 20-year-old?
No, nothing younger than my sister who's 22, and even that's pushing it because I hate talking to my sister and people her age in general.
Well, I feel like that's good. You need to come off confident without like saying it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like the aura that you might.
Yeah, like
give
I
off.
feel like you definitely give off a confident aura already.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, you don't even have to sound like that. Like, I feel like you should just be nicer. And I really like you, Jerron.
This is good. This is like the third person who's told me this week, which is where the topic came from.
But I don't really know you that well. So.
But he gets this a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, and I feel bad.
I mean, who really knows anybody?
Oh, that is true. That is true, right? But yeah, go continue with the you said arrogance.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, but in return to that, for everyone who says, and thank you for that, Heather. For everyone who says I need to be nicer, let's start asking the women what they are going to do once I become nicer.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's a lot of, Deron, you need to change this. Deron, you need to change that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Then don't.
Why am I the one that has to do all of the work? Okay? I'm not the greatest, but like boyfriend draft pick, I think I'm a solid second rounder.
Okay.
Like that's like 10 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Early second round.
So
okay.
like, yeah, early second rounder. So for all of this talk of things I need to work on, like you guys are talking to me like I'm like a hopeful, like I'm just hoping to get drafted. Make no mistake, I'm awesome. So like, sure, I know what I need to work on, and I receive all that. But what do you guys want to work on?
Okay. So it's a two-way street for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because for most of the people, and obviously Heather, you're excluded, but for the women I'm talking to, who are telling me what I need to work on, like, I know what your ex does.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So it's like, why would you require that of him?
Yeah, I
Why we're all feeling that way? I know you're not supposed to compare, but I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I can see that. Like if you didn't require this of like your past drug addict boyfriend, like why are you? But I mean, maybe that's their change that they're trying to up their requirements.
They're trying not to settle.
Yeah.
But it's me. You're already not settling. You won.
You're so funny. When I met Josh, I like knew that I was going to marry him. Like, he had no idea. He was like, doo-doo-doo, like, and I was like, that one over there.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, I always wonder, like, do people, like, I dated, like, other guys before Josh.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I never, like, I liked them. And they were
Mhm.
fun to hang out with. And then, like, we'd break up for some stupid reason. But, like, Josh? Like, I feel like, do people settle? Like, do people really
Yes.
settle? They do? Like, I mean, I was young when I met Josh. I was 18 years old. Like, people told me I was crazy.
Yeah, but
They're
like,
like, you're crazy. His fraternity brothers were like, is she pregnant? Like, why the hell would you want to marry someone? And it wasn't me. Like, it was just
Yeah.
in general. Like, and Josh was like, no. Like, do you want to, like, what kind of woman are you looking for? Like, what kind of mom do you want to have your, like, don't settle. Like, meet someone who is, like, perfect for you.
you heard that, Duran?
Yeah.
Don't be trying to
I'm
fix
tired of
girls.
looking. Do I try to fix
Get
girls?
off Tinder. Get off.
No, he's not on any of those things.
Oh, that's good. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, he's not on any of those dating sites.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't. Technology doesn't really work for me because it's like my act works better in person. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If you messaged me things that you said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you would be blocked. I would just block you. But like in person, it's I love it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But what, like, remember how when I first came over the other day and you were there and I was like, you are mean on the podcast. But then I hung out with you and I was like, he's not like a dick. He's super nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
see,
See, he's nice. He's saying he
Man,
doesn't
I
get.
wish
you
I
listening, Trish?
What'd you say?
I said, are you listening, Trish? I forgot what camera I'm supposed to do.
He's saying he doesn't.
I got two running.
Oh, okay. He's saying he doesn't necessarily get the chance to show himself. Yeah. Which I don't. Yeah, I agree with him with that because based upon what he's told me about his dealings with women, like they kind of just leave him out to dry. Not to say he's not to blame in that sometimes, but in general, they kind of just leave him out to dry just because there's just not enough communication, I would say.
I'm a really good matchmaker.
Okay.
So, like, a couple people that I've put together
Mhm.
have either had really good relationships for an extended period of time or have gotten married.
Mm.
And that, like, I love it. I'm like, yep, those two. Those two match. You guys ship together.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have any ladies for you.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm just too old to where all my friends are just old and married. I think you need like a 25-year-old who has a good job.
Okay.
She, like, I could just picture her in my head. She, like, dresses nice.
Okay. Okay.
I can work with it.
I feel like she would be, like, fit,
Okay.
but
yeah.
not super skinny.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Duran cares
Does that
about
sound
his
like you?
fitness. Does that sound like you, Duran?
Yeah.
I have her picked out. I just haven't found her yet.
Yeah. Okay.
You might be living
Me
out here
neither.
in Newville.
we have the model for you, Duran. We just have to find the actual person. But the model
This
we
is
have.
good. We're further along than we were an hour ago.
Yeah.
So progress.
That's true. But I'm sorry. You could continue with your.
Oh, are we not supposed to talk when he does
Oh
it?
no, no.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh my
No.
gosh, am I ruining his?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
This is going to be one of the best ones. And finally, my only other point I had to make for all of the people who have a problem with how I speak,
Mhm.
you need to go to therapy. Like, that's what I've learned. Like, people who have a problem with confident speakers, and I've already confessed that most of my bravado comes from a deep-seated insecurity, probably.
Okay.
But for all of you who have a problem when I get to talking my shit, like, the only people who have problems with confident people are unconfident people.
Yeah.
So if you have an issue, like, that's strictly what's going on with you. And I can't fix that here. So you got to work on that. And thank you to Tyler for teaching me that.
Okay.
Yeah. Being around Tyler for like extended period of times on our retreats
Yeah.
has taught me that. It's like, because if you guys think I'm sit in a room with Tyler after he gets off the phone with ESPN or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Sit in the room while he's talking to ESPN.
Yeah. I'm talking to Cam Daddy. Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, just like work on that.
Yeah. So
Not for
Duran,
me, for yourself.
Yeah.
And for your freaking up.
yeah. So Duran
You'll be a
says
better
all that to
person.
say, go to therapy and work on your confidence. Okay. Did you
And
have?
let your kid no. I know how I'm closing this.
All right. Uh, did you have anything else for us before I wrap things up?
No, wrap away.
Okay. Well, we want to thank Heather. Let's give her a round of applause again.
I have to figure out how to like insert an applause like right here.
Oh yeah. But yeah, we want to thank Heather again for being on. Make sure you subscribe, iTunes, Steer of Everything, SoundCloud, Black Hat Production. Follow us, Twitter, BH_production5, Instagram, Black Hat Production _ Duran's is Dobro _DRON for both. And subscribe, like, comment, add, share, all of that. And Duran, take us out.
In closing, for everybody who has kids going through virtual schooling,
Okay.
outside of, let's be nice, let's say learning disabilities, outside of learning disabilities, like if your kid is just regular and they're not picking up on it, just let them fail.
Okay.
You fail, and you'll be all right.
Just
So
let
you
them
don't have to
fail.
rush in to save them, and then you're going to get frustrated because you don't know how to do Common Core math. Like, if you got an F in algebra, your kid's probably going to get an F in algebra. So just let them fail. It'll be fine. Some of the richest
I like
people in
that.
the world didn't even finish school.
Yeah.
I like that. I told Josh the other day that I didn't want our kids to go to college. I wanted them to learn a trade. So when the zombie apocalypse or the next coronavirus comes, that they have actual skills. That they
Yeah. I think.
can
I like
build
that.
something.
Yeah, I would agree. I think college should only be for certain things that you're trying to do. Like if you're just trying to be like a entertainer or something like that, I wouldn't go to college. Like I would only choose that for like lawyers or like doctors and
Yeah,
stuff
someone
like
who
that.
wants to have
Yeah.
who
Yeah,
needs the degree
that
for
needs
their
it,
actual
yeah.
occupation. Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, Duran, let the kids fail.
Yep. Let them fail.
Yeah, let the kids
I'm
fail.
down with that.
I agree.
Also,
I don't help
Cole
anyone.
says we need to start cutting these teacher salaries because they're not doing anything. But he said that now.
Well, yes, I will say that. Allow me to explain. There's no reason why a 6-year-old should be only working an hour out of an entire day during the school time. I don't agree with that. I would expect at least 3 to 4 hours of solid work. I'm not a whole 8, not even 6, not even at least I need 3 hours, Duran. and Heather. That's all I need is a solid 3 hours of some type of work or Zoom calls where they're doing some things that actually benefits them. I don't feel like I'm getting that right now. And with that being said, I want some of the teachers' salary to me if I have to continue to teach them stuff that they're not necessarily teaching. So, yes, Deron, I do want some of the salary.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have anything further to add. Just Layla needs some construction, y'all.
Yes. Yes, she
Or else
does.
everybody.
Yes, she's still on summertime mode. So, yes, she needs some construction. Yes. But yes, so shout out to the teachers. But I do want some of the salary. But okay, yo, we're gonna get out of here. See you later.